Alright, we are on another adventure, and it's a fancy adventure.
Ooh, so fancy. You have
know.
no clue what that actually means.
Yeah, we're posh now, so get ready for a style change.
Oh yeah.
But what we're gonna do, to put it in actual words, is we're gonna, since we're members of the Oregon Art Museum, if you remember our Leica video, we're gonna take in the art museum for a couple hours, and then we're gonna go to Fogo de Chao.
Ooh.
Which hopefully we're saying that correctly.
It's a Brazilian steakhouse that's downtown Portland. So yeah, come on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is the day before my birthday, so it's kind of a fancy celebration of that.
Yep, we're getting fancy.
Yep. First one we're taking in is the bedazzled Ode to the Lost Moon when the Nightingale was set free. You can see some of the material that it's made out of. Very cool. This plaque goes into the artist, where this is a series inspired by John Milton's Paradise Lost. This bottom section talks about his process, where he starts with a line drawing of every detail, and then uses a projector. He drew his vast compositions onto the wood panel, working from the center outwards. This is a bit of a gory section of the one, with the wolves feasting on something in the tree. Some sort of bleeding meat. That's what we're going to be doing later at Fogo de Chao. We're entering our first actual exhibit in the museum, which is all about the depictions of animals over a 500-year sampling. Here's a depiction of two barn owls by Robert Havell Jr., but then also John James Audubon. And the Birder and Birder 1A, if you're watching, you guys are part of the Audubon Society, which is named in this guy's honor, so pretty cool.
On a more academic note, it does look like he's going live.
Hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. You still with Harry?
It's a snowy owl.
So, this is Betsy's aesthetic here. Art Nouveau, French, and cats. That's a triple threat. This one talks about the symbolism of the black cat that actually expressed unbridled sexuality and danger. Ooh. And chat noir, which is black cat in French. And apparently it was a good representation of the bohemian cabaret scene. This has got to be one of the older works. It's from 1496. It actually depicted a news story where this explains it more. There was a pig described to have 1 head, 4 ears, 2 bodies, 8 feet, on 6 of which it stood, and 2 tongues. This one is depicting the biblical story of the Good Samaritan. And actually, frankly, from this angle you probably can't see it, but they're right under the camel, the person standing over the person injured. But again, the plaque made the point. The main focus on this one is the, foreboding forest filled with unknown creatures around it. Definitely comes across. I'll give you 3 guesses at who the artist is. You'll probably get it. There you go. And here's another famous artist, of course, with Andy Warhol. So.
Makes you want to go.
Here's another one by Audubon, which again was, he did the watercolor and then somebody went over with a lithograph.
The real question is, what has happened to that? Where's the rest of the bird?
I know. Well, this is after he, endeavored to do the birds of America, so that's symbolic for how he's leaving the birds behind. They've been killed. And now he's on the quadrupeds. And then to throw in a native people depiction of salmon, we got this one from Bill Reed. Following up on our Picasso viewing, here's one from Francisco de Goya, another Spanish artist, and he's also depicting bulls, which of course makes sense because it's a national symbol in Spain, but obviously a very different depiction. So it's interesting to see the contrast. Here's another Picasso, and it's not exactly the style you most associate with him with, but this was important to him because this actually became the symbol for the World Peace Congresses after the Second World War, and was used for the poster for the 1949 Paris meeting. going back to the talk about Audubon, Birder 1, otherwise known as my dad. So Audubon worked with John Kirk Townsend. So some of this species listed in his book, The Birds of America, were collected by John Kirk Townsend, who my dad wrote I think the foreword and introduction. Well, see, now I'm going to screw it up. But he worked on the notes and I think the introduction for Narrative of a Journey by John Kirk Townsend. There we go, just to make sure I got it right. It was the introduction by George H. Bonnick. Well done, Dad. I should actually read it now. Here's our second exhibit that we're going to visit today, which is Myra White's Oregon photographs, who has a long history with the museum, as is documented here, but generally took a lot of photographs in the Depression era since he worked with the WPA, or, as a product of the WPA. And, so we'll take a look. This is a photo from a 1939 Portland Civic Theater production of Our Town, which, 1939, according to the plaque, that play was written in 1938. So, that's pretty crazy. Such a classic play nowadays, but this was performed, a year after it came out. Here's a 1939 picture of Southwest 4th and Salmon, which we actually, walking to Fogo de Chao after this, we may pass that. We'll do a shot-by-shot comparison if we can. Alright, now we're out of the photography exhibit and with the Impressionists, which, again, like I did with Picasso, I'll give you 3 guesses as to who this was done by. I think you can get it. Title of this painting is Vladimir Putin on his wedding night. Betsy pointed that this is Bathers on Coney Island. It's the title of this one. So there you go, Mom and Dad. I don't see any sliced mangoes, though I see some sliced mangoes. Alright, we're all cultured.
We've taken in the paintings.
Yes.
Some good exhibits.
Definitely. That was enjoyable. And now we're going to our very fancy dinner. So we're still in our posh environment. This is my new posh voice. Leave a comment if you like it. And if you don't, then I turn my nose up at you. Here's something that's cool as we walk to Fogo de Chao. They have these carved into this building. I'm not sure which building this is. Oh, it's the Hilton?
Yeah.
Well, but here's one that I've been on top of, Diamond Peak. 8,744 feet, at least at the time of the carving, or engraving. And that's right there in the state. And then also, I've been on top of this one, Three Finger Jack. More technical than Diamond Peak, but shorter, so.
Fewer fingers.
Yeah. We're inside now. And we're nervous. We're seated by ourselves. We thought we may have been sat at a table with other people, which would have been okay, but we prefer this much more. But it's pretty cool. I feel like the Rocketeer's gonna show up. So I guess we just head to the buffet area, and then they come around. We flip this from red to green for when we want, I guess, the meat, which I'll be partaking in, but Betsy won't be. Alright, we're still getting our bearings, but this is our first attack. Alright, I'm not done with what I have, but I'm gonna go for it and flip this. I'm ready for some meat. We flip it to the green and you'll get stuff. I just got barbecue pork ribs, which the guy, I think how it works, I'm getting my bearings, is somebody comes around with different cuts of meat, and then you just say yes or not, and I said yes. We're learning that it comes fast and heavy here. We got some caramelized polenta.
No, that's caramelized banana.
Okay, and polenta, mashed potatoes. I finished my pork rib, which was so good. Got some sort of sausage. I didn't listen to the specifics. Alright, it's literally only like 2 minutes after that sausage and I already got some sirloin steak, so I'm probably not going to be able to film every meat, but all have been good so far. New strategy acquired. So I've been keeping it on green. I think if you got a meat, then you could just, eat that one, flip it to the red, and then when next time you're ready, flip it back to green. So for anybody thinking of coming here, that's a strategy for you. Alright, I'm using my new strategy. So I flipped it to red because I've gotten a filet mignon, which is, the guy said it very fancily. I think I caught it that it was that, but yeah. He said it too fancy for me.
For Andy's birthday, he got a free dessert.
Yes. Here, I'll tilt it towards you.
Aww. Also, look how tiny my espresso is.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That was so good.
Yeah. I told Betsy before we left, I'm not, you know, surprisingly I'm not that full. Now that we're walking, I'm pretty full.
I am so full.
But it was really, really good. It's pricey, so what I got with the like all-you-can-eat meat and everything was about 50 bucks. What Betsy got with like all-you-can-eat salad bar was like 26.
And really, I mean, if you are a vegetarian or if you just like aren't that hungry for meat, I actually think it's a pretty good value just for the salad bar.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, I think for you know, birthday dinner like we were getting, that 50 bucks was well spent.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, and then hey, I got a dessert out of it too. And now we're cultured fancy Portlanders. So, you know, ho 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 ho.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. So I guess that's it from
I
this
know.
video.
Check it out if you're ever in downtown.
Yeah.